So this package here, which I've just opened but not looked into, is a very special package. It is my second book of Junkyard Dogs, my series with my publisher. I am ecstatic about this. I've not even looked at it yet. It's yeah, enough rambling. Let's get on. So this is, like I said, the second book in the series, and voila! Look at that cover. That cover is, ooh. I love the artists at A-Fawn Books. I love how they've done the chain coming off the page. That looks, mwah. I couldn't be happier. The reason this is all happening, so this main character here, this villain here is called Otar. Otar has an ability where, well, everyone has an ability. I'll talk about that in a minute, but he has an ability where he's got chains tattooed on his skin, and those chains, when he wants to, he can call them and they can come out of his skin like they do right now and attack his enemies. This book is the best book I've written to date. I'm not gonna lie. This is the second book in my Destroyer of God series, and I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier. This is not the biggest book I've written. That goes to Savior, which is book 6 in my Space Outlaw series. And I think the Savior is reviewed slightly higher by like a percentage, but this still is 4.7 star book. Everyone who's read it has loved it so far. It just antes up the stakes. Yeah, if you don't know me, my name is Dominic Mondesi. I write science fiction and fantasy, blah, 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 blah. I've written 25 books and counting. 22 of those are published by my own self. And this is my first series with a publisher. Now, I loved working with this publisher. Everything was simple. The contract was simple. The cover design ideas were simple. We'd go back and forth. I'd give them kind of like an outline regards to what I wanted this cover to look like, and then they'd come back to me and make it come to life. As well as the narrator for this is the same guy who's done Mickey 17, that book and movie. So I couldn't be happier. This is a love letter to anime. I grew up watching Trigun, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach, Tokyo Ghoul, which is terrible. It just, yeah, I grew up watching anime, and it formed my formative years regards to storytelling. And this series is a love letter to that. Just everything I wanted, I put into this book. Maybe I put too much into it. The world building is so expansive. I have, I want to say a 200,000 page document, which is my word Bible, with characters, alliances, legion, just everything. So brief synopsis about the book. I'm terrible at giving these elevator pitches. I'm terrible. I'm going to ramble. I tell you this now. But this book or this series, the concept is there's a one God above all else, the one above all, and he lives on a planet called the Other Side, which is in its own dimension. You get to the other side by going through portals. There's portals all across the universe. There's portals in Mars, London, wherever. Once you go through that portal, it's a one-way trip. You can't go back. But once you go through that portal, you end up on the other side, and you get to build strength, alliances. There is magic. There is every folklore and legend that's ever existed. It has an inkling of truth, and you'll find it on the other side. Leprechauns, dragons, unicorns, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, you name it. It's there. And you can grow in strength. You can build armies. You can get so much power and strength that you can slice a mountain in half. So the allure going to the other side is just that. Your dreams, your fantasies, whatever superhero you want to be can happen on the other side, but it comes with risk. The other side, once you cross into that portal, the survival rate is 0.1. And just the world building. So I love this series so much. There's also something called Inks, where you gain magical abilities by tattooing inks on you. So very much like Autar's hair has tattooed chains, there's magical abilities. So if you want to bend metal, or if you want to create fire, if you want to teleport, you find the forbidden tree, which is like has ink, and then you collect that ink and you get it tattooed on your body, and then you can conjure flames, or you can whatever. So yeah, it's just a series I've been thinking about for, not even gonna lie, about 10 years, maybe more. And I've never, probably 15, and I never attempted to write it because I wasn't a good writer. And there's something that Stephen King and loads of other authors say, is that a lot of authors have ideas that are too big for their skill base at the time, and then they just put it in the recesses of their subconscious, or put it on, if you're a normal person, on a Word file, and like come back later. I had this idea, like I said, 10, 15 years ago, wasn't a good enough writer until today, because the cast in this, there's, I want to say a couple of dozen cast members in this. We've got 3 main characters, actually: Isaac Levity, Felicity Cooper, and Francisco Rico. 3 main characters in this, but the ensemble cast is in its dozens. And it's, if you like a good, intricate world building book, this is your thing. If you like Game of Thrones, Name of the Wind, even my favorite author of all time, Terry Pratchett, the expanse of the Discworld. Discworld is so expansive, and you don't have to read The Color of Magic and The Thief of Time. It doesn't have to be linear. You can just pick whatever book you want to. But there is which is I love about Terry Pratchett, is what happened in before the books, like say Color of Magic, has a knock-on effect on, like book 1 has a knock-on effect on book 10, or vice versa. So this book very much, or this series, sorry, very much like so. Yeah, the narrator for this is the guy, John, I think, who did Mickey 17, the movie with Robert Pattinson, which is also a book. And yeah, I am so proud of this book. And even if I tried, I couldn't write it any better, because I didn't know how this book was going to end. And I'm writing book 3 at the moment. I don't know how that's going to end. With these books, there's something called plotting or pantsing, which basically means you either write an outline of the story first, so you know what happens, and then you write it, or you just write by the seat of your pants. And if you write yourself into dead end, then you find out how you're gonna find out how you're gonna get out of that. But yeah, it was just, and I do my videos like that. I don't script my videos. I just off the cuff and just talk about what I want to talk about. That's why sometimes it's a bit rambly, but I think it's more authentic. But yeah, this is, I love this book. But yeah, if you're in the mood for a fantasy book which has the world building of One Piece, or I'm trying, like Naruto, or Game of Thrones, or there is a series by there's a series called Malazan. Like, people talk about Malazan, I've never read the book, but Malazan, if you've read the book, it's like amazing world building, very hard to get into. A character will be introduced for like 1 chapter, but that character will have knock-on effects in book 5 when he was introduced in book 1. This is that kind of story. Now, it's not going to be everyone's take. I think that's why it's not as popular as it should have been. It's not going to be everyone's take. You've got to pay attention. But this book, I'm so happy. So let me read the synopsis. Let me read the back matter for you good folks. A deadly virus with no cure. Enemies out for blood. A burning city left in their wake. Isaac and Co find themselves on the run with powerful enemies on their heels after leaving Noob City, a burning wreck. Enemies that will stop at nothing to hunt them down no matter the cost. Now they must travel to where the islands call the sky home to find what they are looking for. To claim what they want, they will have to face one of the most powerful organizations on the other side. One that commands armies and topples empires. Can these three individuals, barely competent enough to wield a sword, face their biggest challenge yet? Welcome to the other side. Yeah, so again, this book, if you're looking for something to get your teeth into, if you're looking for gods and myths and legends and just a book that will take you a while and you can get into it, this book is for you. And it's also funny as well. If you've read Kings of the Wild, has a little bit of elements of that in there. You might get offended. So pre-warned, it is funny. No holds barred. But yeah, I love this series and I am so happy for it. I'm so happy. Yeah, it just, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. Anyway, comment below. Actually, I'm going to do something nice for someone. Comment below. Comment below or subscribe. Subscribe and like. And one of you will win 2 signed copies. The first book and the second book. But anyway. Thanks for watching. I will see everyone later on. Again, another weird sign off. Big kiss. Mwah. We out.